Hey guys, Valencia Time Center here, and today I'm going to show you how to set the brand new Casio G-Shock GW4000 series. You'll see I have the booklet up here. It's module number 5087, so this video will apply to any watch that has that module number. These watches have proven to be pretty difficult to set for a lot of people, but basically if you can set every other G-Shock, you can set this G-Shock. The big deal is you have to make sure that you get your watch into the right mode. And the way that we can tell if we're in the right mode is by looking at this little subdial at the 3 o'clock position. And right now you'll notice that it's actually pointing at a day of the week. It's pointing to Saturday. That tells us that we are in the timekeeping mode. But just to be sure what mode you're in, the first thing that you should do is run through all of them. And by pressing your mode button, or in the instruction manual it says that's button letter C, just go ahead and run through that. Press C, and right there you'll see that it goes to 0. The big second hand is pointing up at the 12 o'clock. That means that we're in the stopwatch mode. If you press it one more time, it's going to put us into our world time mode, and you'll see that the little hand on the 3 o'clock position will either point at STD or DST, so either standard time or daylight savings time. So if we press it one more time, you'll see the little mode hand goes to alarm. That means we're in our alarm mode. You can set your alarm for whatever time you like from this position, and if you press it again, it takes us back to our timekeeping mode. Now this is where you want to start your adjustment. So from there, it's just like every other G-Shock. The adjust button's always in the top left corner. This one's a little different. We have to hold it down for 5 seconds. And hold it down for the full 5 seconds, not just until you hear it beep. So here we go. We're going to hold it down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You actually hear a little double beep confirmation at that point. And now we're active. So from here we can set our time zone. You'll see that the orange hand right now is pointing to LAX. If we wanted to change that, you can press your bottom button, which is D in the manual, and we are moving east. So since we are in Los Angeles, I'm going to set the watch to LAX. Just want to show you that you can go all the way around here. Each time you press it, it will take you to the next city. Okay, so now we're on LAX. From here you could also set whether or not it's in daylight savings time or standard time by pressing the top pusher, which in the manual is letter B. Wait until the hands are done moving. There we go. Now if it was not daylight savings time and you wanted it to be on standard, you press B once, the hands will run around, and you'll see that the little mode hand goes to standard time. So there we go for that. Our next step, we're going to want to go into another mode, so we'll press the mode button. From here, we're going to be able to actually set our time. So we can either go forward or backwards. If we need to set the time forward, you press the bottom button D. If you hold it down, it will advance rapidly. And right now, we are actually here. It is 11:12 a.m. I wanted to pass 12 o'clock so that you could see the little subdial right here. Make sure that you're corresponding that with the right time zone, AM or PM. So we need to go to 11:12 a.m. So I held it down. It's going to go. You'll see that we are on the lower side of the 1200 hour. So that means that we're on AM. And as we get close, just kind of stop it, fine tune it to lock it in there. And there we go. So now our time is set. We already set the city code, so we're in LAX, 11:12. We know it's AM because your little subdial right there shows you that it's before the 1200 hour. And now let's go into our next step, which is going to be by pressing the mode button again. And from here, we're going to be able to start setting our date. And the way that you do that, it's basically the same thing. you can press your bottom right button, or D, and this is going to set the tenths of the year. So this watch can only be set between the year 2000 and 2099. If it's 2010, then you would set it to the 1. The 1 stands for 2010. If it was 2020, you would set it there. 2030, 2040, 2050, and so on, which is the reason that it only goes up to the 9, and then you see it jump. So for the next 8 years, we're going to set it to position 1. That would be 2010. From here, we're going to fine-tune whether it's 2010, 2011, 2012, and the way we do that is press the bottom left button, and right now you'll see that the second hand jumped to the 2. That means that it's set for 2012. If it was 2013, we can move it forward. 2014, 2015, and so on, right? Up to 2019, because if it was 2020, we would have set it at the last setting. So we're done there. Press your lower button, C again, and from here we're going to be able to set the actual date. Oh, I'm sorry. We're actually going to be setting your month. Excuse me. This is going to set just like most watches. So December, January, February, March, right? So right now we're in April. So first we set the month. Now we'll set the date. Press it one more time. And to set your date, it's the same thing. Lower right button D will go forward. Upper right button B will go backwards. And from here, we're pretty much all set, right? We know that our time zone is set. We know that our time is set. We know that the day, the year, the month, and the date are all set. From here, you're done. All you have to do now is press the upper left adjust button, and you'll see that the second hand goes into regular time mode, and that's it. The hand is kind of in the way right now, but you'll see that that little mode hand actually went to Monday to show us the day of the week. Yours will go to the corresponding day of the week that you set your watch to as well. So I hope this video helps you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact us by going to the website that you see at the bottom of the screen. Thanks guys, have a good one.